Okay, we are back with some more of this. I guess we'll call this the junk food art journal. So here is a thing from a comic book. The border is from a comic book. Um, it says Betty and Veronica. This was from a Betty and Veronica comic book. It says, now it's all out war. Team Betty, Team Veronica. This is another thing from a comic book. This was from a comic book about Reggie. It says Riverdale's neighborhood supervillain. And down here's another picture of Betty and Veronica. And they're like making a heart. Yeah, this is Trent's band, Mystic Spiral. And this is one of their alter egos. They sort of look like the Beatles. And yeah, I had so much fun drawing this. Okay, some more of that border from the comic book. This is the back of one of, I think it's Reggie comic. It says hurricanes leave less destruction in their wakes. And there's Reggie and Archie. And this is from Josie and the Pussycats comic book. It says we'll always have each other. And I think this is a Josie and the Pussycats comic. And yeah, you guys can read the bubbles. And this is a character from Daria. I think this is Tiffany. I think her name's Tiffany. And she's dressed as Andy Warhol. And yeah, I love Andy Warhol. So I had so much fun drawing this. And yeah, so some more comic book like things from the comic book, the border that I made. This says we're a band. That's Josie and the Pussycats comic book picture. And this one says fame and fortune. Yeah, that's another Josie and the Pussycats comic book. And this is from the Archie comic. There's Archie and Jughead. And this is Daria's mom in a samurai costume from the one of her alter egos. And this is from, I think that was a Reggie comic. And yeah, there's some of that border. That was from a Josie and the Pussycats comic book. And I love that cheetah border. This says, my pal Reggie may be playing with fire. And there's Reggie and his dog. And it says, we're only headed for tears and fears. And then there's Jughead and I think it's Archie. And they're trying to find a band. And they're trying to find Josie and the Pussycats. Book them to play their dance. Okay, this is Daria dressed up like Andy Warhol. And I love drawing the painting like of Jane and making it look like a pop painting like Andy Warhol. And I just had so much fun drawing that. I love looking up all the alter ego pictures of Daria and then drawing them. Okay, and here is just like a bunch of receipts, random receipts from Walmart and Dollar Tree. And I put some of this washi tape from the Dollar Tree. It has like Disney characters on it. And yeah, I really thought that was like a random cool page. Here is Brittany dressed up like the Queen. And she has her little corgi dog. And yeah, that was just, it's like so much fun doing that. Like drawing these things that I've never drawn before. Here's some more receipts, and we have Minions washi tape. And yeah, I had a frog in my throat there for a minute. Yeah, I love the Minions. I think that is so cute. This is Daria's mother, and I had never drew colored in like a black and white picture. So this, when I found this picture online, it was like black and white. So when I drew it, I thought I would use shades of gray and black to color it in, and I think it turned out really good. This is a paper from Dairy Queen, And I saved the paper from when I had a meal, and I just glued it in here. I thought that made like a cool background thing here. And here's another alter ego from Daria. And this, I think this is Tiffany. And she's like a spooky, like high priestess, sort of like Day of the Dead. And there's another border, another piece of paper from Dairy Queen, and I glued it in here. I drew Jane as like a Hindu like thing. Yeah, sorry, I don't know the name. It's like a geisha. Yeah, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm trying to turn this page, and like these pages are like, I'm afraid I'm going to turn more than one page, but I loved drawing that. It was like so fun. This is some like just random borders from a magazine. These are magazine scraps. This paper came from Dollar Tree. It was just a pack of like four little papers. And this heart came from Dollar Tree. They're like little doily things, and it says love in the middle. And I don't know what got on that. I don't know what that is, but something got on there. And yeah, it looks really cool. This was, I found this challenge online where you draw, when you're reading a book, you draw the 100th page. Whatever is on the 100th page, you like draw something to do with that, or you just like use the words from that page to draw something. And this is from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And the words on the page were something to do with an unexpected visitor, and it had it was talked about a creepy haunted house. So I drew like this creepy tree and a bat and like a haunted house. And the unexpected visitor, I drew this alien ship crashing and this like head, this bloody head, because it talked about a bloody head and that page. So yeah, I think that turned out pretty cool, and I had fun. That's like a fun challenge if you guys want to do that when you're reading a book. Find the 100th page and find words or just like whatever it's talking about on that page. Draw something from that. This is like, again, scraps from a magazine, and this paper is from Dollar Tree. It's like a pack of 4 little papers, and I found this alligator in a magazine, and I just thought that was cool, and I thought it like matched good on there. This is from the book I'm now reading, the 100th page challenge. 100 page challenge. This is the book I'm reading right now, Dark Shadows, the Salem Branch. And this is the character. She is supposed to be like Angelique in a past life. And she has made this like biscuit thing, little cake thing. And this guy is supposed to eat the cake and fall in love with her because she's a witch. And it's back in the times during the Salem witch trials. And he lives in this like little shack thing. And it's like a trapper shack. And I looked up what trapper shacks looked like back then and the clothing and everything that they wore back then. And I think it turned out really good. I had fun drawing that. It was just like something different. Okay, so this is a coloring page from a mermaid coloring book I had. And I colored in the tails. And I used this washi tape with flamingos as the border. And I think that turned out really good. This is Daria's father and one of his alter egos. He looks like Ricky Nelson. I think that's what they were going for. And I had fun drawing that. This is some more like borders from like scraps from a magazine, and this is another one of those Dollar Tree papers, and another one of those hearts from the Dollar Tree, and it says love on it. And yeah, I love that. I think that's so cool. This is Daria as a butterfly and with the flowers, and I'm getting into drawing flowers now. I've been practicing, so yeah, I had fun drawing the flowers and drawing Daria as a butterfly. Okay, so this right here is scraps from a magazine, and these are scraps from left over from when I cut my coloring pages down. Sorry, my arthritis is acting up. That's why the camera is shaking a little bit. But these are scraps from when I cut down coloring pages to fit in here. And this is a picture that I drew in another sketchbook that had fallen apart. And I glued it in here. So, yeah, I think that turned out really good. And yeah, I loved drawing this. I found this picture in a magazine and I drew it of this woman. Okay, and I just need, I think I'm going to just, well, I'm going to try to go on and film some more. Even though my hand is like having troubles holding this phone. This is Kevin. This is one of his alter egos. I think he's supposed to be like George Washington. And yeah, it was fun drawing that because I don't usually draw things like that, but it was fun. Some more scraps from a magazine. And this is a picture that I drew. It kind of turned out looking like a Ken doll. And that's sort of what it looked like in the magazine. So, yeah. And this is Daria's mother dressed like the Bride of Frankenstein. And yeah, I love the Bride of Frankenstein, so I had fun drawing that and coloring it in black and white and gray. This is some more scraps from a magazine, and this is a picture that I drew. I found this picture in a magazine, and I just drew that. And this is Daria's mother dressed up like Charo. And yeah, it was fun drawing this because, yeah, I don't usually draw like character things like that, and it was just really fun. Okay, let's see. Again, scraps from magazines, and I just drew like a close-up of this face from a magazine, and yeah, I glued it in there. This is Trent dressed up like Daria. I had fun drawing that. I was like, yeah, that's so cool. I always wanted to draw that, so yeah. This is some more border. Some of it is from a comic book, like scraps, and some of it is from magazines. And there is Q*bert. I drew Q*bert. If you guys don't know who he is, he's from the 80s. He was in a video game, and I think he's so cute, so I drew him in here. And this is Daria's parents, and I drew, they're supposed to be Rhett and Scarlett O'Hara. And yeah, I just had so much fun drawing that. I was watching Gone with the Wind when I was drawing these, so yeah, had fun. Some more scraps from magazines, and this is a picture that I seen in a magazine, and I just drew it, and it was in another sketchbook, and I just glued it down in here. This is Jane. I had so much fun drawing that again with her leopard bikini and stuff, and I thought that was so much fun, and I drew the leopard, and yeah, and I just colored the background as like a yellow green. Okay, here's some more scraps from magazines, and yeah, this was Optic Illusion that I seen in in a magazine. I think it was like for Twizzlers, and I decided to draw that. And you can turn it upside down and it's different. But yeah, I love that. I thought that was so cool. And this is another one of the Daria characters dressed as, she's sort of dressed as Jackie O. And this is one of her alter egos, and she's holding a rose bush, and I love pink, so yeah, that was so cool to draw. Okay. Yeah, these pages are hard to turn because I have like a lot of stuff in this art journal that is just like it's just like a regular composition book from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so some more scraps from magazine pages, and I drew this girl with the guitar. This was a picture in a magazine, and I just loved it so much, and I had to draw it in here. Well, I drew it in another sketchbook, and that sketchbook fell apart, so I just glued it in here. This is Daria as a skateboarder. And yeah, again, this was so much fun to draw because I don't usually draw things like this. And I just wanted to draw Daria. Okay, so more scrap pieces from magazines. And this is a hand that I drew. And when I was learning how to draw hands, I'm still trying to master drawing hands. And I drew this hand as a monster hand. And yeah, I put it in here. This is one of Daria's teachers, and this is one of her alter egos. And yeah, I had fun drawing it. It was like so cool drawing the butterflies and the birds and stuff, because I don't usually draw things like that, so it was fun drawing it. These are some more scraps from magazines, and this is a window. And I was just like doodling around drawing a window, so yeah. This is Quinn. She's sort of like a hippie. And yeah, it was fun drawing her like that. And let's see, let's make sure we just turn one page. These are little scraps from when I was coloring. And I put like a piece of paper behind my page so that when they bleed through that that it goes on there. And also like when I was testing like crayons and stuff, so I just cut that piece out and I just stuck it in here. This border is from a thing that I got in the mail from like Geico, and I cut that out and glued it down in here. And there's some more of that. Some more of these little scraps where I tested out like crayons and markers, and I just glued them down in here. And this is a picture I drew of Freddie Mercury, and I glued it in here. This is Trent dressed up like sort of like just like a woman, and I just had fun drawing that because you wouldn't imagine Trent dressed up like that, so that was fun to draw. Some more scraps from magazines that I glued and made a border. These are some pictures that I drew. I had a little tiny sketchbook. The pages fell out, so I glued them in here. There's a Venus flytrap, and there is Peter Rabbit pulling a carrot out of the ground. This is like a celestial moon, and this is a barn. And this is Daria dressed in like a motorcycle outfit. Okay. Yeah, hard to turn these pages, guys. Some more like different scraps from coloring pages. And yeah, this is another like where I had cut down a page to fit in here, and of a drawing that I did, and I just glued the pieces in here. This is a poison bottle, And this is a Garbage Pail Kid that she was made out of wax and she was melting. This is a beach scene that I drew in that little sketchbook. Okay, and yeah, I was watching YouTube videos. Okay, and my hand just slapped my hand just, I had like a spasm and my hand just slapped and hit the screen of the phone. So I'm going to let you guys go and we'll pick up in just a sec with the next part. Okay, bye.